What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning LL Cool J and Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Rapper and Hollywood movie star LL Cool J has aired his own views on the current heavyweight situation between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Asked his opinion on the feud between Wilder and Fury, LL offered his fellow American advice about being too vocal outside the ring. Wilder has accused Fury, of course, of cheating in both their bouts, which ended in a draw and seventh round stoppage, respectively. Deontay Wilder, LL told Sirius XM, he says, "First of all, I love Deontay, but I think that whether it's true or false, you have to answer that question in a rematch. The one thing about boxing fans is you understand that people need to lose. You don't lose respect in boxing because you lose. Unless you fight scared and get knocked out, that would probably be the only way that you would lose respect with fans. Obviously, cheating is a problem too, but he may know things we don't know. He should probably keep in his own camp. Deontay Wilder should answer all questions in the trilogy because at the end of the day, boxing trolls are brutal. They are always going to say that you looked for an excuse." So what he's saying about being too vocal, I think LL's right about certain things. And what he was saying in a nutshell is that when you come out like Wilder did, you just let everybody, or gave everybody, let's just say that, you gave everybody the idea that you're making excuses. Because if a man cheated you, that should just be in court. You know, because like LL said, like I've said, if he has evidence that proves that Tyson Fury had it wrong doing, that should be nothing ever said to any type of boxing channels. You know, not me, not Blue Blood, not anybody. That should be saved or reserved for court. Unless you don't plan to take him to court. And if you don't plan to take him to court, that shouldn't even be something to talk about. Because it really just cheapens the fact. And then that does give you an excuse. Because people look at that as an excuse, and they should. Because if you don't intend to take him to court for that particular reason, why are we even talking about it? Oh, I think he was a cheat. Well, people are not, if you can't prove it, what's the point? What's the whole overall point? Because then people say, you know what, you lost. And like LL was also saying, hey, people need to lose. You know what I mean? But you don't lose respect by losing. You know, you lose respect, like he said, in other ways. You know, like we're fighting scared or whatnot. You know what I mean? But he should keep that in his own camp. Now, that's the one thing that stuck out probably the most after reading everything that LL had to say about Deontay Wilder. The things that he says in his camp should have never been leaked. So if something that he felt, you know, if he felt that Mark Breland was this, that, and the other, and I think for the most part, that's why we didn't learn that Mark Breland got fired. That's why Shelly Finkel came out with the damage control and was like, you know what? No, he did not. That didn't happen. Next question, right? He didn't get fired, but but apparently the sources inside, he did get fired. He got fired a long time ago. It's just it wasn't common knowledge until later on. Now, I don't know how true that is or whatever, but the whole thing is Mark ain't working with Deontay no more. So regardless of when he got fired, he's gone now. They're not working together. Okay, so, but yeah, keeping his own camp. I think there were leaks. I think that basically the leaks really came from Deontay Wilder. So, you know, I agree. He shouldn't have said anything about that. That should have been explained in the third fight. Now, if Tyson Fury still has that mindset to not fight him because of these accusations, well, that could be a problem. That could be a big problem. But where did the big problem come from? The big problem came from, the confession of what he felt. You know what I mean? Because you could look at it like this. You could say, well, it was kind of clever because if Tyson Fury was allegedly cheating, it could sell the trilogy fight. It could sell the trilogy fight, because then people are like, okay, that's why he was beating the shit out of Wilder like that. That's why Wilder looked like that. So they could, then it could build. So then people, you plant that in people's minds, and you give them that perception, right? That could possibly happen. There you go. So that could build the fight, but without him really saying anything. So nobody could really say he said anything. That's why Tyson Fury didn't direct his things towards Wilder himself, because we never heard Wilder say anything. And the thing is, I think they wanted to keep it under wraps to keep him from saying anything. And I think the reason he came out now is because Tyson Fury was going to move on after those dates in December failed. Now, I know it's been cats, I don't remember their names, but they've been, they made videos and stuff about me saying, oh, well, you lied and this, that, and the other, and people are against them. Well, obviously an avid a Deontay Wilder supporter, turned his back on him, said, hey, yo, you wrong, right? You know what I mean? And yeah, I guess the bona fide ones stay or whatever, cool. But at the end of the day, I think that's why he decided, you know what? Let me tell everybody what I think Tyson Fury did to me. Let me do that now, because it looks like he's trying to get out of that. And then I think by him doing that, that would have been maybe a way to lure Tyson Fury back in, this fight. But Tyson, I guess, didn't react the way he thought he was going to react. But back to LL Cool J, if, like I said, if Tyson Fury was was cheating like he was doing, that should have been waited for a day in court. And another thing that sticks out is, they're fighting to get the fight. So I guess that is paramount if you did overall want to fight. So if Wilder is taking Fury to court for fighting, for the trilogy fight, to get his opportunity to fight Tyson Fury, people can't say that Wilder don't want to fight him. What I can say is, I think the people that's supposed to be die hard for Wilder or whatever, like those channels, I don't think they really want to see Wilder fight Tyson Fury. They'd rather see Tyson Fury get the belt stripped from him or some other way like that besides the ring, because the chicken shit. They don't want to see Wilder fight him again. They would rather see it done a whole different way. That's why they make videos after videos after videos. But Deontay Wilder personally, because of what he's doing, because he's taking the mediation route and trying to bring him to court to get the fight, that tells you one thing. He wants to fucking fight. He wants the trilogy fight. Wilder wants the trilogy fight. So I don't want to hear he don't want the trilogy fight based on what he's doing. Now, if he went the route and said, hey, I think you cheated me and I'm taking you to court for that right now, okay, right now, then we could say that. Like, well, maybe he doesn't want to fight at all, and he just, he's taking that route because he's trying to do something outside the ring. He's trying to do something outside the ring to get back in the ring. Counterpunch. So, but LL Cool J, I agree with pretty much everything he said. He just didn't really put emphasis on Tyson Fury, so I don't really, I don't want to read into too much. But I do agree with what LL had to say about Deontay Wilder. And this is a supporter of Deontay Wilder, not someone that, is criticizing him or whatnot. I didn't see any hatery in this particular article. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of LL Cool J and his thoughts about fellow American former champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.